Everyone loves a good mystery. It's why you clicked on this video. And I'm pretty certain that the key to this mystery is found in the murals on AT-ATN. But I'm worried this is just going to be disappointing for most Star Wars fans once we connect all the dots. In fact, I'm preparing for this to be another Merrick situation where the need for information and a desire by the Star Wars fanbase to create something interesting in the wake of all this Disney Star Wars just leads to a big nothing burger. So my greatest fear has been this has just gotten our hopes up, and hope is a dangerous thing, especially when we're talking about Disney Star Wars.
Force will be with you.
How's it going? Welcome to the Force Fandom. My name is Jeremy. This is a channel for regular fans who love Star Wars. And if that's you, consider subscribing for more content just like this. Let's get into some of these theories. Time and time again, Disney has failed Star Wars fans. From the sequels to Obi-Wan, Boba Fett, Ahsoka, Mandalorian. We're not even going to talk about The Acolyte. And now I'm worried we're being set up again with this mystery of AT-ATN in the most recent series, Skeleton Crew. Which, if I'm being honest, I've really been enjoying. My family has even been enjoying. My girls want to wake up early on Wednesdays before school to watch the episodes. These are the things that I've so desired. As a parent, I want my kids to enjoy Star Wars, but I'm worried that it's actually going nowhere and it's all being set up and connected to something that you've probably not even interacted with or even care about at all. And that brings us to the sponsor of the video today, me. I'm gonna put stuff on the channel that I want or want you to know about. And here's one of those things. Have you bought your Girl Scout cookies yet? Are you looking for a place to get those Thin Mints, those tag-alongs, or maybe even those s'mores? Because this is the last year for s'more cookies. Don't miss out. If you're looking for Girl Scout cookies, I know a girl who's selling them. My daughter. You can use the QR code right here on screen or click the link down in the description below and get your Girl Scout cookies delivered. Sales are only good until the end of January and they only ship in the United States. So if you're out of the US, I'm sorry I can't help you.
Please buy Girl Scout cookies. And also I hope you enjoy them. Done.
So what I mean by that is I think that there's going to be a connection here from the High Republic to what's happening on AT-ATN. I think they've been building to this release when we start looking at the robes and the coloring and everything in these and how they're worshiping and holding up like this kind of light type thing. It just looks like High Republic material. When you start looking at the different cover art for all of the High Republic series, it kind of makes sense. Now you might be wondering, what are you talking about? I don't really know anything about the High Republic. Well, and that would make sense because when we look at it, here are the sales numbers for the High Republic starting as accurate as back in 2023 when all of this kind of was launching and going. The High Republic started off, and you can bring these together to get the full number. Almost 160,000 people purchased the High Republic Light of the Jedi. And that is the peak. That is the complete peak, because as you go, you see every single title from Phase 1, even if it's young adult, all the way down to here. Again, this is the Phase 1 novels, only 13,000. Look again at Phase 2, and you come down here, Phase 2 novels, a total of 22,000 or just under 22,000. And then the last one of the non-young adult novels didn't even crack 10,000 in sales. What does that mean? It means no one has been interested in the High Republic. No one is interested in the stories being told by Disney. And I'm worried that what's being connected here in this show, The Skeleton Crew, that has more eyeballs than any of these books have combined, are going to be pulled into the High Republic to try and bolster up, hey, you should go check out these High Republic things. That's kind of what we're setting up, is this is a jewel of that High Republic. And so this entire mystery of the planet is tied to that. Here's the problem with that. No one cares about the High Republic. I even have the book. I bought that first one, I found it for like super cheap at Half Price Books. I didn't even open it. I was just no interest. I couldn't get into it. And even then, when you're writing storylines that are referencing back to things that have been written that no one has interacted with, you have lost the plot. But let me show you a little closer what I'm talking about. So some of the things that we've seen, first, let's go back to the map that was shown to us a few episodes ago, really early on in the show. And when we're looking at all of these, you can see this image down here in the bottom of the map where you have the recounting or the re-putting of the main center world above this person's head with the hands open and the people kneeling down. This is kind of a mirror of what we see in each of these murals, is something like this map. So I believe that this center world is at Aten, and I'll show you why here in a second. And so the main jewel, the top jewel of these 9 jewels is at Aten, that these High Republic figures are kind of worshiping. It's being set up to be the main thing, the thing that's going to keep it all going, that's going to keep everything moving forward after the Old Republic days into now the High Republic days. And it's that center planet there in the middle. Now, we have seen multiple different times this badge that has come. We saw it given to Fern by her mom. We've seen it put on her backpack. It's what kind of sparks interest for Kim when we're looking for the coordinates to Aten. And it's this Omega symbol here with all of these lines shooting upward and a star down in the bottom. It's also a similar patch to what we see in the picture of the mural when the parents are waiting to be interrogated by one of the security droids. But the difference is there are none of the lines. It's just that like Omega symbol. And if you know what Omega is, it's the last letter in the Greek alphabet. And so it's kind of like the end, the final. This is why things like Jesus will say, I'm the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end of all things. And so there's this kind of picture brought in there that somehow at Aten is the biggest jewel of them all, probably because it's the mint that has all the money, and why it's maybe the only one that still is hidden behind a barrier, because it was the one that had to be protected above all things. But also there's this kind of worshipful aspect that comes across in all of these murals. You have these robed figures that really kind of look like High Republic Jedi bowing down with these pillars here and the sun rays all going out from the sides. And we even see that same logo used when we have the supervisor coming across the comm system. That's him right there. That's the main logo. And we see this time and time again. And so it's got me thinking back to that main mural. You saw it on the thumbnail all the way in Fern's house. When we see that main symbol again, now with the lines through it, rays going out from it, and you have each and every of the main species here of different aliens here on the planet. You have someone who kind of looks like Wim's dad. You have someone who might be considered looking like Fern's mom. You have someone who looks like Neil's mom. Doesn't really have tusks, so it looks like a female. You have someone over here who is, again, another alien, then another human-type creature over here. And these look like Jedi robes, almost kneeling down, worshiping this system, this planet, which kind of is what starts to happen in the Jedi world. They start, instead of being the Jedi, they start serving the politicians, and they become less about kind of protecting the galaxy and more serving the Senate and serving the Republic as things go. So I'm really wondering what this is all going to be connected to, but it really comes off as High Republic to me. I don't know if that's what it comes off to you. If you have a different thought, let me know down in the comments below. Would love to interact with you and see what you think about this. And if it is High Republic, if I am right that it is High Republic, is that a bummer for you? Or are you excited? Are you one of the few that have read the High Republic books and you're interested in that era? Or have you looked at it as another failed Disney adventure into the Star Wars galaxy? Guys, appreciate you being here. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a like. And if you want to watch another video on my channel that YouTube thinks you're going to like, click right there. Remember, the Force will be with you always.